limits, we instinctively relate it to something that pulls us back, something that blocks our way, or something that stops our possibility. I fully understand this, because it's right in some ways, but only in a few ways. Today, I'm going to challenge this perspective. Limits are not something that prevents a person from going forward. In fact, it is a further impetus that pushes a person to what is best. It is necessary to mention that understanding limits comes first. In this fast-paced world, we often hear messages telling us to go beyond our limits, to work harder and never stop. However, having no idea about where our boundaries are and pushing ourselves too hard can lead to burnout and declines of our well-being. Think, in sports, professional athletes don't push themselves to full exhaustion every time. Instead, they know when to try hard and when to stop in case of suffering injuries. But wait, I have to say that in many cases, the limits that we originally thought are not something that we can't break through. It is actually a source of strength. Limits spark creativity. Frida Kahlo, a famous Mexican painter, known for painting about experience of chronic pain. When she was 6 years old, a disease struck her. As a result, her right leg grew thinner and shorter than the left. The illness forced her to be isolated from her peers, and she was bullied. In her 20s, in 1925, she encountered a severe bus accident. She later described the injury as a wave, a sword, pierces a bull. The accident ended Kahlo's dream of becoming a physician and also caused her pain and illness for the rest of her life. She was almost lived dying, as one of her friends once stated. However, Kahlo's artistic career was extremely productive. It was a life full of ups and downs, twists and turns, that provided her with a rich source of artistic creation. Physical limits are no longer restraints. Emotional pain resonates. Limits drive innovation. China's space exploration, for instance, has been restricted by many patents. First, I'd like to explain the term dock, D-O-C-K, which refers to joining two separate free flying space vehicles. All the docking mechanisms are produced by us. The foreign expert bluntly told Chinese team. He continued, I don't think you can develop your own docking mechanisms, so it is better to directly purchase our product. However, the prices offered were incomprehensibly high. Eventually, Chinese team determined to develop our own docking mechanisms. 16 years of perseverance and hard work. Let's remember the day, November 3rd, 2011. After nearly 33 hours of flight and 5 orbit changes, Shenzhou number 8 successfully docked with Tiangong number 1. Then, I asked myself, are limits really a good thing? Well, good or not, they're always there. We are told from childhood onward that something we want to do is impossible. We grew up with this idea, and as the years accumulate, so do the layers of prejudice and fear. But until many years later, when we have endured so many hardships and overcome so many obstacles, we suddenly notice that the source of strength that has been supporting us all of these years are actually the limits that we have to be faced with. So let's embrace limits, and perhaps the very next day, the thing that we always wanted is there, waiting for us to reach, to gain, and to achieve.